Hello everyone, welcome back to the Switch List. It's Sunday the 12th of January and I'm back to work on the layout. Made a little bit of progress. I haven't videoed what I've done so far just because I figured you guys aren't all that interested, but what I would like to do is I'm going to show you what I've gotten accomplished this morning, and then I'll time lapse a little bit more work on this. So hang on one second, let me get the camera off the tripod and we'll take a quick tour under the layout and see what's going on. Okay, for starters, this morning I went ahead and I mounted this board here so that I could have a place to mount the electronics. So you can see I've got the, I built a little shelf there for the SB5 Smart Booster from NCE. Just got the power supply port sitting on top of it at the moment. I then took and ran using blue and white number 14 gauge wire for the track power, and I ran that over here to this terminal strip, and from there, and you can see I've got this red and black wire right here. That was just a temporary thing that I used to take some feeders up to the track just to make sure that the NCE system came back alive, and it did. So then I'm running the blue and white heavy gauge. Oh, you can't see. Up through. Let me see if I can get in here. Okay, up through the hole. And what I've done is because the plan is to have this layout be able to come apart in the future if necessary to move or whatever. I run, let me get back out here, and then I terminate at each module, or each section, I guess I should call it. I terminate to a terminal block and then route the wires from the next block in and tie it in. And so you can see I've got that going over there to the final section. So I've got that going all the way around to the layout. And what I'm not sure here is I brought this all the way around, and so now I have a complete loop potentially, and I'm not sure, should I take this end and just tie that back to the terminal block, or should I leave it like it is? So if any of you guys have suggestions on what the best approach is, I guess I didn't need to really do the whole loop. I could have just run one string, one pair of wires down to the end, and then, you know, gone to each side, because remember, down the middle of this is a scenery block, so it's going to be like two sides. So maybe the best thing I should have done is not even bother to bring it back up the other side and run everything to a single pair of feeders. But again, long term, the layout will continue both to the left and to the right down there. So anyway, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Okay, so now that I have the track power run, I'm going to go ahead and run a pair of black and red wires for DC, and then I have a DC power supply that I'm going to mount onto there as well. That'll provide 12 volts for any 12 volt lighting or anything else that I might need, just DC voltage. So putting these spools, I just have a quick grips clamp here, bar clamp, and then putting these spools on here and then being able to just feed off of them has really made life easy. And I can't take credit for this idea. I actually saw it from Peter Lloyd Lee on his channel. He mounted something to the wall, or maybe to one of these posts, where he did that, and I was like, well, I could just put this clamp on here and use that, and it seems to work really good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put the camera on time lapse, and I'm going to go ahead and run the rest of this DC bus, and then that'll be it for this video. So thanks for watching, appreciate it, and please leave any comments that you might have. Like, subscribe, thumbs up if you're so inclined. Okay, the DC wiring, the 12 volt wiring is done. As you can see, I just simply tied I've got a 12 volt 3 amp power supply coming into here, and then I went ahead and did make a loop. So I took these wires here, in case you can't see, ran it all the way down around, it comes back into these. So there's a complete loop for the 12 volt wiring. I guess that's probably what I'll end up doing for the DCC as well. Seems to make sense, but I'll wait and see if any of you guys have any recommendations or any horror stories. So anyway, I just did the same thing, ran it through. I had 4 terminal strips everywhere, so I could have 2 for DCC and 2 for DC. So now all I need to do is I need to finish that end of the benchwork to make the return loop, and then start laying track. So I am waiting for a couple switches to come in. They're supposed to be here, I think, tomorrow or maybe Tuesday. And then this right here, I really need this one. This is a critical area, so this is going to be Bel Air. It's kind of a mess. I had tried laying out a track just to get an idea of how it was going to fit, because this is kind of a critical area. And this right here is a number 4 switch, and I'm waiting for a number 5. I've got the Fast Tracks one that I built, but it happens to be a left hand. I need to build some more, but I've decided for the sake of expediency, I'm dying to get a train running. I want to get, I ordered the necessary number 5 switches that I need. So I'll get those in and lay this throat out, if you will, and ladder, because it's kind of critical. Because I'm only going to have about 3 inches here. This track is, yeah, so this track is going to run the length, and there's a number of industries here in Bel Air, prototypical industries. So I need to make sure I get this laid out and I don't end up having too wicked of a curve, a transition curve right here. So once I get that figured out, mark it down, I'll go ahead and start putting the cork roadbed down and then the track. Going back and forth about whether I should be putting foam, if there's any reason to put foam on top of the plywood. I understand the foam will make it easier to do lower relief sections, but like here in Bel Air and over here in Forest Hill, I just don't know if I'm going to need to do that. So I still got to work that out. So that's another question in my mind before I actually can put the cork roadbed down. Do I need to put foam, or do I want to put foam, or am I going to put foam? So anyway, that's where we are. So that's the update for today. Thanks for watching, and we will see you all down the rails. Take care. Okay, so I actually ended up getting motivated and managed to finish the bench work. Cut out the loop here, the return loop, let the grade come down, and just laid some buildings that I had laying around out, trying to visualize what Bel Air is going to look like. I got to build a whole lot of structures. I'm going to scratch build a few. This right here will actually be McComas Brothers building materials. Then back here is actually McComas Hardware. This is Main Street going through here. This will be a road down. There'll be a station here. And a freight house right here and there, and then there'll be a couple of other industries down there. This is actually American Oil Company, so there'll be an oil facility here. Probably going to maybe go with a Walters kit and do some super detailing to it. But and that is the coal bin, and there was actually a coal bin according to the 1918 maps. There was a coal bin here from McComas Brothers. So McComas Brothers is actually a very large facility, so I'm selectively compressing it a lot. But that's the coal bin from Michael McCarville at Fun with Fault and Flags. So I don't know, it's probably going to end up there. It could also, on the other side over there is actually Forest Hills, and there's a coal bin on the map over there as well. So one of those two places, I may put it over there just so it's closer to the aisle so people can, ooh and ah it. But anyway, so that's the final wrap. Just threw a backdrop up there just for giggles. Still a lot of work to do. I think I'm going to end up doing the foam. I think I've convinced myself that I'm going to put the foam down, so that's going to be another delay because, it's not a big deal here in the two towns, but getting it cut for the curves, won't take a lot, but, it won't be zero time. So anyway, that's where we're at, and this is going to close it out for today. So thanks again for watching. Hope everybody has a great week, and we'll catch you down the rails.